Konbawa. Hello, my name is Devon, and you're watching episode 1 of DJ Travels. So I want to talk about my travel trip, most recent trip, which was to Hokkaido, Japan. Hokkaido is an island, as you can see on the map with the circle, is an island that is the most northern part of Japan. It's very close to Russia, to where you could take a boat to Russia, and it's very cold, as you can imagine. And I decided to go in February 2020, right when as the pandemic was kicking up. And that was an interesting trip because it was right before the restrictions happened, but it was already bad in that region, Japan and Asia and China, and it created, you have to walk around with a mask at that point there. This point in this video will talk about the food in this video, and there will be other videos to emphasize different things because there's the winter festival that went on in Hokkaido that I want to speak about, but that would take a whole nother video to explain that if I'm trying to meet this 5 to 7 minute quota. Ohio, LA to Tokyo, that is about a 12-hour flight, 11, 12 hours, and usually some reason this time I decided I've been back and forth there a lot and it drives me crazy, so I decided to try one of these liquid edibles, and oh my gosh, let me tell you that story. That was crazy. Like, it didn't even kick in until like 5 hours into the flight. Then it hit me very hard. I don't know, maybe the altitude change, makes you, like how people get more drunk in the air. Maybe that affected me in that way, but it was crazy because I was eating. The next thing I knew, everything started spinning. So then I started feeling like real crazy dizzy. Then I went to the bathroom. I think toward the end of the flight, like I started feeling like really dizzy. So I went to the bathroom. Then, lo and behold, I had to, everything I ate came right back out into the toilet. So I was like, ugh. I was like, dang. I guess it was too much for me, the sensation. So it was crazy too, because I didn't remember what happened. Like, I passed out on the toilet, throwing up. I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember the lady kept knocking. She was like, Sumimasen, Sumimasen, Sumimasen. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I woke up, then I was like, because at that moment too, I was thinking like, oh, they might think I have COVID if I feel sick. So I didn't want to like let them know I was feeling sick. And I had like vomit all over my, you know, Olympic t-shirt, Tokyo 2020 t-shirt. That was like, man. So I was trying to like, hurry up, clean everything up. And I was able to fake it to make it, but that was an interesting flight. So when I got to Hokkaido to Sapporo, I ended up I reserved the room online through they have this some app, and apparently it was like a traditional type of hotel place called like a ryokan inn, where you they make you wear like they make you wear uniforms to walk to like stay there, and it was interesting. Like, they serve you breakfast and food there, and they can like it's kind of like a it almost reminds me of like a resort almost, because they have like spas and they have like quiet rooms where you can go downstairs in the basement and lay down. Well, it was in the tower, so you can go to the floor below and lay down and sleep and watch TV or read anime. I mean, read manga. It was just really it was really interesting because the food was good. You had the traditional Japanese food, which is like a lot of pickled vegetables. Then you have rice. Then you have raw eggs. Then you have the the other type of cooked egg, and then there's a whole bunch of different types of beans and different things and noodles. And it was really good. I enjoyed it. So Hokkaido is known for having a lot of different variety of food. Like, their beef is known to be really well. Their dairy products are known to be really well. They're known to have really amazing seafood. And I tried. There was this like they have this walkway where you can walk through these. It's like shopping markets and stores, just an outdoor shopping center, and that you can just walk through. It's like probably like 2 miles long, the whole walkway, and you just the main corridor. There's a corridor above ground and there's a corridor underground. So it's like two cities in one. And it's just really interesting. And it's connected to really good transit access, also rail systems and buses. And so I went to this one food and ate this one stand. It was like a food stand, and they served something called wagyu beef, which was really amazing. Like, that beef was so good. And then I tried some ice cream at this seafood market they had, and it was cold. I was freezing eating the ice cream because it was like it stayed like under minus under. So there was this other place I went to called King Soup Curry Soup, and it's kind of it's really famous like curry in Hokkaido. Like it's pretty well known for that region, and it has some very spicy curry, and it is very good. Like I think they either use chicken, they add lamb to it. Lamb is a pretty popular type of meat in this region in Hokkaido, and so I went with my I made some local friends and I went and ate there. They showed me about the place, and when I ate that food, oh my goodness, it was so good. Like that was the best curry I ever had, and I had it spicy. So Hokkaido has this area called Ramen Alley. So this alley is like a in the middle of the city center, and it has like there's an alley that's just full of restaurants, like these late night restaurants. They're just open like I don't know 2 3 a.m. and people go there from drinking or getting off work late and eat. And it's really interesting because I never seen alleys like that. Food alley, the ramen there was so good. Like I noticed when I ordered the ramen. So in Japan too, typically you kind of use a machine to order food. Like when it comes to like ramen and those type of restaurants. So you have to like push the buttons, order the rice, and give it to the chef, and they'll whip it up for you. And this alley was this. I remember they have they make the Sapporo beer is probably the most famous beer out of the region, out of Japan, Sapporo beer, and it was really they served that with the ramen, and I remember eating the ramen, and I noticed the ramen there was way different from Tokyo ramen. Like it had a very distinctive fishy taste. It almost tastes like anchovies. Like I don't know what like the broth is made of, but I'm pretty sure they probably had like fish based broth versus because it was very strong that taste. But I liked it. So for there was this place called Milk I found. Like it was this really odd, peculiar place that served liquor with ice cream and like cookies. Like you can see in the photo that I'm showing. It was just very strange. Like you can get drunk on ice cream. Like I never heard of like liquor being served with ice cream. You mix it in and you eat it. So there was this other restaurant I stumbled across that served something called Kagani crab, which is translates to hairy crab. So it's a really this type of crab is like a real delicacy in this region, and it's really expensive. Like I paid $100 for that meal, like in U.S. dollars. That was pretty expensive, but it was a full like 5 course meal. It was really good. Then you could the crab was still alive when they showed it to me. I was shocked. I was looking like, oh, it's moving. Then they dropped it in some water, boiled it in front of me, then served it to me and chopped it up. Then voila, I had crab with some other side dishes, and it was it was really good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the crab was so cute. I actually felt bad that it got killed in front of me, but it was cute. It was good too, tasty. And the dessert, they served some type of lemon type of ice cream, and that was A1. Like Hokkaido is definitely known. Like their ice cream is really good. I definitely recommend you trying it out there.
Turkey.
It moves.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
This one, 30 minutes steam.
Oh, steam.
Yes, at the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then you dip it in here.
And shabu shabu.
Oh, shabu shabu.
This,
So-
no.
Oh. Oh. So hairy.
Yes, here.
This is kagami. Kagome. Or kagome.
Kagoni.
Kagoni. Oh, kagoni. And another great thing about Japan is that you can go to these places. They have like Yoshinoya, which is like a fast food restaurant that you can just go get. You can get some dumplings. You can get this and that, and it's real quick. It's a breakfast place. Like Yoshinoya is just in L.A., but their food is they serve a lot different type of food than in the U.S. than in Japan. And the 7-Elevens in Japan, you can just get there and they have like so many selections of food. You can get like legit food. Versus in the U.S., 7-Eleven. The only thing I know people to pick up is like you getting a Slurpee or they're getting cigarettes. That's about it. So for the last meal I want to talk about is called Genghis Khan. This is probably the staple of Hokkaido, like the most important, most famous meal in this region. And Genghis Khan is kind of similar to Korean barbecue, if you guys ever had that, but it's different still. Like Genghis Khan is, they take a meat and you grill it, like you cook it in front of yourself, but the meat is actually lamb. Then there's a lot of vegetables you mixed in around with it and side dishes. So yeah, it was really good. Like, and it's not as I guess it's not as many sauces as like with Korean barbecue, but yeah, it was really good. Then they have some fruit too that you cook in with it, and I definitely recommend you. Like, if you go to Hokkaido, you must try that. You must try the curry, at least. Those are actually affordable. If you feeling like you want to drop 100 on some crab, then you can get that Kagani crab also. But the food there is just it is a world different from food in southern Japan, Tokyo, and different regions down there. And that's why I really love. That was one part of Hokkaido I really fell in love with. The second part is the winter festivals, which I'll talk in another video. Right, so if you enjoy my videos, please click the like and subscribe button, and also leave your comments, because I like to hear feedback also, and that will help me with the future videos.